Good morning, I'm Chelsea Torres, and what better way to start the day than with some high school football? Now, did you see the paper today? Memorable matchups from Linus Baer and Warren McVeigh in the 60s to the Churchill-Judson Holmes battles in the 80s. Those who follow high school football think that Saturday's game in the Dome will be in that exact same class. And they should. The Brennan Bears played for a state championship last year, and Coach Steve Baser has a team that is undefeated again. Steele played in back-to-back championship games. They've produced names like UT's Malcolm Brown and Nebraska's QB Tommy Armstrong. And they only have one loss early in the season to a very good DeSoto team. Both teams are hoping their big game experience will give them an edge this week.
We got a lot of guys back with a lot of experience, and that pays a whole lot of dividends every year. And so we had kind of 10 to 11 guys that played a lot last year, so that helped out with this year's team. And then the other thing is expectations. We expect to do well, we plan to do well, and we set our standards very high and have a lot of goals. So between all those things, I think that's helped for our success.
What can you say? 10-1 against 11-0. They have been ranked 1-2 all season long, but we'll see how it goes on the field. And weather won't be a factor either. It's indoors at the Dome, 8 o'clock on Saturday night. And if you're a football fan, you need to check this one out. I promise you will be glad you did. And speaking of high school football, it's time to announce the winner of our McDonald's Play of the Week. Smithson Valley's 98-yard touchdown pass from Josh Adkins to Derek Hausler, good enough for 85% of the vote. And they are the winners of our McDonald's Play of the Week. Look at him go. Yeah, so as you know, Texas and A&M don't play on Thanksgiving anymore, but how about an Aggie-Longhorn matchup in a bowl game? That sounds nice, right? Now that the Horns are bowl eligible, there's talk that the two could play in the Texas Bowl in Houston. Texas has turned their season around. They've won 3 straight, while the Aggies, well, they've been up and down all year. So is Charlie Strong thinking about a possible renewal of this rivalry?
I'm just worrying about, we got to get ready for TCU, and whoever we play in the bowl game will be happy. But, it's just all about TCU right now. We have a lot of work to get done here. Not very pleased with just where we are right now. And then I look at our record and we could have been a lot better, and it's still a lot of work to get done here.
The Horns have this week off. They have TCU in Austin on Thanksgiving Day at 6 o'clock. So last night at 10, we showed you the Spurs' newest HEB commercials, and it's some pretty funny stuff. And Tim Duncan now has a national ad for Foot Locker. It's Tim being Tim, and I have to say it is my new favorite.
Are you excited the week of greatness is back at Foot Locker?
A week of the sickest releases. Everyone's excited about it.
Man, that is exciting.
T. Rose, I know it's crazy, right?
I gotta call Tim.
Tim Duncan.
Yo, Tim. The week of greatness is back at Foot Locker.
No way. That's insane.
I'm bouncing off the wall.
Never gets this excited.
I can't contain myself. I just knocked over a plant celebrating.
Oh, Tim, so much enthusiasm. And speaking of the Spurs, it lived up to the hype. But just like old times, the Spurs beat LeBron and company, and we are all over the Spurs.
I'm glad we played them now. It'll be a whole lot tougher later on in the year.
The way they talked about this game in the lead-up, you would have thought it was the NBA Finals, and in the end, it was close. But the way they talked about this game in the lead-up, you would have thought it was the NBA Finals, and in the end, it was close. But it sure wasn't pretty. The Spurs' big three came up huge down the stretch for the Spurs. Tim, Tony, and Manu had the Spurs' last 7 points as they came back to take the lead in the final minutes. And then LeBron had a turnover on the final play with a chance to tie. There it is. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but you know what? The Spurs will take it.
They are a great team, so it's very important for us to get a win here. We are not in a moment where we are rolling. We are, beating everybody. We need wins, so it's huge for us.
I don't think either team played that great, to be honest with you. I mean, both teams are sort of feeling each other out and they're getting used to their new guys, and we're getting used to playing without some of our guys. And so I didn't think it was a well-executed, crisp basketball game, and either team could have won it.
So the Spurs won 92-90 in Cleveland, and next up, the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's the first of a back-to-back. The Spurs play in Minneapolis tonight, then back here at home tomorrow night at 7. Well, I'm Chelsea Torres, and that was your Sports Update.